Good morning and welcome to Chapter 10, Statistics. We're going to start off today nice and easy with a simple lesson. We're going to talk about the 3 measures of central tendency, or the 3 measures of center. They are the mean, the median, and the mode. So I'm going to just go over here and give you some excellent definitions. The mean is the average number in a set of data. How do you find the mean? You add up all of the numbers in the set and you divide by the number. The median is the middle number in a set of data. To find the median, you put the numbers in order from least to greatest. If there are 2 middle numbers, you would add them and divide by 2. And the mode is the number that appears most often in a set of data. And our last definition here that we're going to talk about, which you probably have not dealt with before, I know you've dealt with mean, median, and mode in pre-algebra. Our last definition is percentile ranking. So if they asked you, find the ranking of Mrs. Urso's algebra classes, how she compared to other teachers in the school in the canned food drive. So what you do is you find everybody that had the total number of cans less than mine, and then we would divide by the number of people that participated and multiplied by 100. So we will do examples of each of these in a few minutes. Okay, the way it's set up today, just because we're on a different schedule this week, is not only will you have an opportunity for me to teach this lesson, but you're also going to have an opportunity to go ahead and to do the homework that goes along with it. So the homework for this evening, which is going to be due on Thursday, because that'll be the next time I see you, but everybody will do it today in class, is Skills Practice 10.1, 1 through 9 all. You may use a calculator. It is to be done on notebook paper, not in the packet. So one more time, let's take a look at the definitions. The word mean. The mean is the average. So if I were to say to you, what was the average on our test on Friday? I have to tell you guys, I was so impressed. The average in all 5 classes was an 87. I don't know if that's ever happened again. So that's awesome. So the average, again, to find the average, you would add up all of the numbers. So everybody's test grade was added together. And then depending upon how many people are in the class, the computer divided by that, and that gave me an average. The median is the middle number. Now to find the middle number or the median, you need all the pieces of data. So if 5 people got a 78, I would have to put 78 down 5 times. Then I'd put down all the other numbers in order from smallest to biggest, and I'd find the middle number. Now, when you have an odd number in your set of data, so if there's 21 people in the class and I wanted to find the median score on last week's test, I would just have to go ahead and cancel out on either end until I get right in the middle. If there's 2 middle numbers, you add them together and divide by 2. And then the mode is probably the easiest. It's the number that appears the most. And percentile ranking we'll deal with in a second. So let's go ahead and take a look at our first example. The table below shows the times of the 8 finalists in the 100-yard dash at a recent track meet. Find the mean, median, and mode for the set of data, and then determine which set of measure is most appropriate. Justify your answer. We're probably going to leave that part out because that has caused a lot of confusion. However, when you do take statistics, that will be an important concept. So here are the people's names: Tito, Carl, Michael, Ben, Lance, Randy, Noah, and Victor. These are their times that they ran the 100-yard dash in: 11.2, 11.9. So to find the mean, which is the average, we are going to add all of these up. And when you add all of those numbers, of course you could use a calculator, you get 92.2. You divide by the number of people, which was 8, and the average or the mean was 11.525 seconds. Does anyone have a question on how to find the average? Yes?
Do you ever round it?
Okay, I was going to talk about that in a minute, and we'll give you specific directions when to round. That came out to be an exact answer. That's why they didn't round it. Usually in statistics, I'm trying to remember, because they want to give you the most accurate answer if they round to 3 decimal places, but I'll have to get back on that. On a test or a quiz, I'll probably be more specific, round to 1 or 2. The median is the middle number. So here we go. We took all of the numbers that appeared in our data set and we lined them up from the smallest: 10.9, 11.0, 11.2, 11.3, 11.7, 11.9, and then we had 12.1 twice. Now we wanted to find the middle number. So this is basically what you would do. You would cross out on either end. And when you do that, you find now you're left with 2 middle numbers. Please remember, when you have 2 middle numbers, you add them together and divide by 2. And then your mode is which number in the data set occurred most often. The only thing that occurred more than one time was 12.1. I want to go on record as making sure that you understand that you can have more than one mode. And by that I mean, if 12.1 appeared twice and 10.9 appeared twice, then you would have 2 modes and you would list both of them. Does anyone have a question on how to find the mean, the median, or the mode? Okay, moving on. Let's go ahead and have you do this exercise right here. Find the mean, median, and mode for the strikeouts per game. We're going to do something a little different. So on this side of the room, on Michael's side of the room, everybody on this side, you are going to do number 1. You're going to do strikeouts, and everyone on Colton's side, Colton, you guys are going to find the mean, median, and mode for the ages of the teachers. Is everyone clear? Yes, you'll just have to wait 1 minute. Okay? All right, so everybody get working on that. Let me grab a couple of calculators. For those of you that are listening, go ahead and work this problem, and I will be right back. Those of you listening, we are working numbers 1 and 2. The mean, the median, and the mode of the number of strikeouts per game. Mean, median, and mode, the number of strikeouts per game. Let's go ahead and just help you out. So number 1, our data was 5, 9, 8, 2, 4, 10, 4, 7, 6, 12, 4, 7. So the best thing to do is to put them in order. What's the first number we're going to put in there, guys? Anybody know? What's before 4? We have a 2. How many 4s do I have? 1, 2, 3. Aren't there 3 4s? Good. How many 5s? Any 6s? Any 7s? Any 8s? Any 9s? Any 10s? Any 11s? Any 12s? Is that all of my data? Yes. So when you added those all up to find the mean, you would add up and you're going to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, divide by 12. Can someone on this side of the room tell me, you did this side, right? You did this problem. What did you guys get for the mean? Anybody? 6.5 is correct. Now, the median is the middle number. So to find the middle number, we already have, I put the data in order for us. So let's just look at the middle number here. Remember, there were 12 pieces, so we can kind of cancel out like this. Just have some fun. And we have 2 middle numbers, which were 6 and 7. So the median would be 6 plus 7 divided by 2, or what, guys? What'd you get for the median? 6.5? 6.5 is correct. What did you get? Okay, to find the median, you have to find the middle number. You have to put them in order from least to greatest or you're going to mess up. Remember, we stressed that in the definition part. And then the mode is pretty easy because we had 3 of these. Which number appeared the most? 4. So that's number 1. Does anyone have a question on how to calculate the mean, the median, or the mode? Okay, question number 2 was teachers' ages. And so we had 37, 45, 51, 24, 60, 29, 33, 40, 42, and 53. So these are teachers' ages. Okay, so let's put them in order from least to greatest. Least to greatest. Who is the youngest? 24. Then what came next? Then 42. Then okay. So, what was the average age? The average, you would add them all up. How many teachers did we have? Divide by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And what did you guys get for an average? 41.4 is the mean. How many people got 41.4? Who has a question? If you didn't get that, ask so I can show you what you did wrong. Okay, now you want to find the median. And so I always take my data. So when you're reading the problem, if you want to, you could just already go ahead and put it in order. So the median would be what? What'd you guys get for the median? I think you have 2 middle numbers again. Yep, would be 40 plus 42 divided by 2, or 41. And then our mode, which appeared the most? Did anything repeat? No, so there is no mode. If nothing appears more than once, then there is no mode. If the same thing, if 2 things appear 2 times or 2 things appear 3 times, then you can have multiple modes. Does anyone have a question on how to calculate mean, median, and mode? For those of you that are doing your homework, please stop. You have plenty of time. All right. The next thing I want to talk to us about is percentiles. A percentile is nothing more than a measure that tells what percent of the data in a set are below a specific value in sets. Percentile ranks measure from the bottom. Okay, so here's a good example. This table shows the number of canned goods collected by different homerooms at Lincoln High School during a charity food drive. Find the percentile rank of Mrs. Clark's homeroom. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our chart and we find Mrs. Clark. Mrs. Clark's class brought in 151 cans. What we need to do is we need to arrange the data in order from least to greatest. So the least number of cans was 94. Then we had 102. Then we had 120. Then we had 125. 125. Then we had 139. $139 would be number 5. As soon as I find it on here, I can mark it. 144. 151. So what I need is everything below 151. Are you with me? How many were below 151? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are going to find the number of values below 151, which was 6, divided by the total number. How many teachers participated in the charity food drive? 10. So you're going to divide 6 divided by 10 times 100, or the percentile ranking is 60%. 60%. Does anybody have a question? All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and let you do one, just so that you can understand one more time. Let me just go through it one more time. To find the percentile ranking, they're going to give you either a specific name, or in this particular case, it was a canned food drive. They picked a teacher. They picked Mrs. Clark. They said find her percentile ranking as compared to everyone else that took place. So you find out how many cans Mrs. Clark brought in, which was 151. Now you want to find out everybody that brought in less cans than her. And how many people were there that brought in less cans? There were 6. To find the percentile ranking, it's the number of values below, in this case 151, divided by the total number, which in this case was 10, times 100. So let's go ahead and let's find the percentile ranking. The several students participated in a school walkathon to raise money for the school. This table shows how many laps each student walked. Use the table to find the percentile ranking of each of the following students. So we'll do this first one together. This first one is Atticus. Atticus did 28 laps. How many people did laps? We're looking for all numbers below 28. So we have 15, 24, 18, 22, and 27, which gives me what? How many? 5. Out of how many total? 10. Times 100 gives me a 50th percentile. So let's have you guys go ahead and do B, C, and D. You give me the percentile ranking. You can write the answer 2 ways. You can write 50th, 50%, or you could say 50th percentile. Both of them are correct. Okay? So if we wanted to find, we want to find Brett, Abram, and Hazel. Everybody should be working on those three. I'm working along with you. Okay. Anybody have any answers for me? Okay, let's see. What did you get for Brett in the back? What did you get? 80th percentile. Somebody for Abram. What did you get for Abram? Abram, yes. 60th percentile. And for Hazel. Yes. Good. Okay, let me just stand corrected because I think I said something and I want to correct it because I want us to be accurate. Instead of leaving it as a percent, we're going to say percentile. So Brett is the 80th percentile. Let's not record it with the percent sign. Hey, did everyone hear me? Okay, no. 80th percentile, 60th percentile, and 20th percentile. Write the word out. Does anybody have a question? Okay, if you look at your homework for tonight, and you're going to have plenty of time because this class we're on block scheduling today. So today you are doing skills practice. We're going to cross a couple of problems out. It's going to be 1 through 4, 7A, and all of 9. Did y'all hear me? Yes? So I'm going to correct that for you. 1 through 4, 7A, and 9. One through 4, 7A, and 9. 9 has multiple parts, guys. Do you see that? Yes? All right. Thank you for your attention. Have a blessed day. Thank you. You have to wait. Sit down. Guys, you're going to have to wait. Please stay in your seats. Guys, if you can wait 1 minute, that would be awesome. Just give me a second here.